wizard, what do you see as you twist your tiles beneath our feet? What do you see? stories that we say. Someone's waiting to be told. Act encompasses the lane. We watch the scenes we live unfold. The stories that we say, like someone's waiting to be told. The act encompasses the lane. We watch the scenes we live unfold.
All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I am Mazer. Joining me on the mic is Fiorme. Right now, we are just waiting for the fifth player from Team Dyad to enter the server, and as soon as that happens, we are ready to take this match to you live. I'm very excited for it. It's on a bit of an unorthodox map, something we haven't seen as much since it got added, so I'm excited to be showing it to you tonight. So stick around and get ready for the match.
Every day
right, we're finally live with this game, going into the knife round right now, and of course we're going to see both teams battling it out, and this one's kind of harder to peg down which side you'd rather start on, honestly. People have been saying things about how it's a lot more T-sided than the old Nuke for sure, but at the same time, I still feel like it has a bit of that CT-sided edge left in it. Maybe not enough to truly call it CT-sided, but it's definitely there in my opinion. What do you think, Fiorme?
Yeah, I don't think the whole T-hype was a thing. I don't think it's a thing. I don't think it's a thing. It didn't get pushed into that. You're still seeing a majority of rounds going to CTs, and I don't think it's a big deal.
And right now it looks like we're going to head into a pause pretty early on for reasons unknown. Have to imagine that it was a little bit more technical than tactical. Can't imagine team is so dissatisfied over their knife round performance that they go into the pause. But luckily
that's the
for
time
us,
for strategy right there.
Luckily for us, since we've been waiting so long, it looks like we're going to get back into it pretty fast.
Well, on this very first round, we'll see how Tyrant takes this T side. I like that they elected to take it first. Utility coming out. It looks like the T's are going to try to drop theirs down into the inside.
The windows are breaking right now over the A-bomb site. I have to wonder if they're going to choose to go for a little bit of a mini execute right now with the smoke and the Molotov that Far has on him. And if they do, I'd be pretty impressed. But unfortunately, he holds that position for way too long, and the push comes in from outside, and Maui Snake shuts down any execution that they had hoped to pull off.
The worst part about that is utility down, but they are going to push their way downstairs. But now the rotation is coming in from Dyad. Info Hip knows the bomb is being planted. NyQuil's there to back him up. As the bullets start raining inwards, and whoa, NyQuil finds a quick shot. But Ivo's about to run into three, finds one, can it find the second? Yes, he can! There's the third, Ivo! You absolute animal.
As we both know from watching so many of Team Dyad's previously aim highs matches as they move their way up into intermediate, Ivo obviously has that insane aim, and it comes in handy right there. He's able to seal out the round for his team, and Dyad take that first pistol.
Yeah, I think Tyrant spent way too long on that outside, and then when they did make their way downstairs, having three over by what do you call that room? The decontamination room? What's the short term?
Decon, is that by like new room? You could call it decon. You could call it new room.
I think decon makes more sense.
Decon's a good one.
Well, Tyrant's pushing their way towards A inner this time. They're preparing to push forward. Looks like they want to make the same move. And, well, he goes running in. I'm not sure where that start's coming from, but Maui Snake's going to find two. And there's his third. And Zealous, last man standing. Info Hip going to make sure to take the legs out from under him. Dyad up too quick.
And so Tyrant Gaming making a big mistake in that round. We've seen that fast vent strategy. We've actually seen that for a very long time. We've seen it even in the old iteration of Nuke. But one of the most important things about that strategy is that you use a HE grenade to break the door, and then you pop a smoke grenade in front of the vent. And so the idea is you cross to the vent, and if you're really lucky, the counter-terrorist will think it's an A execute. But Tyrant Gaming doesn't drop that smoke, and so they get picked apart one by one with a single SMG. And so that round falls apart. They don't even get the plant.
Well, 5 AKs in their hand now as they're trying to push all areas of the map. Loyal boosting up. Zealous not gonna find anybody right now. Maui Snake is in garage or in mini, in hut, whatever, in mini. Slotted out. Loyal gets Ivo's head. So this has become a 4v5. Tyrant has the advantage on the round so far, but not really capitalizing off of that first kill. Just taking their time, waiting for aggression from Dyad. Zealous still peeking to the outside. Info Hip holding with that FAMAS over in ramp room. Not a lot of action happening at all. What do you think is going to happen at this next move? What is Tyrant's endgame?
So Tyrant have taken a lot of outside control, but they also have a couple of players poised kind of near to that A-bomb site, so you'd have to imagine they're going to go through a mini and squeaky split right now, and Narf, he's going to lead that one off, and he charges out squeaky door, taking a little bit of fire damage, but he gets his team into the site, and that's what matters right now. The entry is found. Maui will fall down first, and Loyal going to find one for himself. Loyal actually with two clean shots, but Info Hip finally there to trade it, but he's left in a 1v3 on this first gun round, and it's not looking great for him.
Loyal peek out, get taken down by Not Narf. Is there a Narf? No, so he's not going to be Not Narf. You are Narf to me now. Tyrant getting their first one on the board.
Tyrant, luckily they actually managed to find some cohesion right there, and it looks like Dyad was playing it, I wouldn't say too passive, but they were definitely playing it passive, and so the push from, I believe it was Maui Snake in the pistol round that was able to shut down that A execute, it didn't come in this round, and Tyrant were able to take full advantage of that, and that's going to leave Dyad. They choose to force up this round, but they still have plenty of money across all their players, so I wouldn't really call that too big of a deal, and right now I would say Dyad's goal is just to do as much economic damage to the T's as possible, make it so that if they lose the next round, which will be a full gun round, they'll be in trouble as far as economics goes.
Maui and Ivo are outside, and Zealous is looking to contest. Spots out Ivo, but no shots coming in. Maui will go down as he tries to get the flank. Now Ivo hiding well behind that sniper's garage. Waiting to see if maybe Loyal's going to push forward. Here comes the flash from Zealous. Oh, well, no, there comes the flash from Zealous. But it doesn't find anyone. Ivo, great deagle shot on the Loyal.
Ivo, definitely one of the players on Dyad with that crisp aim, but right now Zealous, he walks around the corner not exactly looking for the push, and Enfilhip gets a little bit too aggressive, and Farm manages to keep him honest.
Ivo's taking down both members of the dead Tyrant team, Zealous and Loyal, with that deagle from that behind Sniper's garage position. Great play coming in from him on this round. And Dyad knows exactly what the plan is here. They've already rotated downstairs. And now the push is going to come in. Tyrant's going to plant that bomb lower. Spotted out, though, is NyQuil. He goes down. Ivo and Poison Monkey, the last two standing. Hydric's going to go into Toxic and hang out. And Poison Monkey in decon room right now. Ivo spots out far. He is down. 2v2. Poison knows Hydrox is there. The shots are coming in. Ivo spots out Not Narf. Now it's all into a 1v1. He's going to throw out that molly, but that may not help. Ivo's going to try to get this position. This would be a huge round from Ivo, but he's going to take a lot of damage here. And it looks like he will go down. Perhaps. Doesn't matter. He's playing the time. Well played. That's
ridiculous. Hydrex. And so I am kind of glad that Hydrex chose to play Toxic for the afterplan position, because that was a really popular... Well, the former iteration of Nuke had obviously a different position for Toxic in a different way that the room worked. And it was a very popular spot to play the post plant from. But right now, it's kind of lost its popularity. And you saw why Hydrex was forced back against the wall. And because so much time had already been run down, that's really the only reason why he was able to win that round. Ivo, with any amount of utility, could have flushed him out of that position. But it was interesting to just see, one more way that room could be played, just dancing around and just essentially playing time.
Well, Maui finds the first head of this round, taking down Hydrex all the way over in lobby. Zealous is pushed up, though, about to find the back of Maui Snake if he peeks around that corner. Enfilhip trying to find anybody over there, and there's that push that I said was coming. Ivo does find far up high, with two more members of Tyrant on the outside, both Zealous and Loyal. As they start to push forward, NyQuil's going to spot out Zealous. He goes down. And Narf and Loyal, the last two standing for Tyrant on this round. They are able to find the first kill, making this a 2v3 advantage. Still in Dyad's favor. Narf getting control of ramp room. It's pretty much given up by Dyad. Narf does not have the bomb, though. Bomb still down outside. Enfilhip spotted and taken down. And now Ivo gonna try to find a low health Loyal. He does in the back of the dome. Now
one shot, one kill from Ivo. That's good stuff with the USP. And Narf left by himself now.
Well, Narf's not gonna be left by himself. Narf's gonna find himself face down in a pool of blood. As Dyad takes another one after losing two in a row, they finally find one.
I'm glad to see Dyad making their way back into this, and it was due to that economic damage that I mentioned previously, where all players died on round 4, that allowed Dyad to go into this gun round right now against a Tyrant who decides to force into it, which is a wise decision right now. If they break Dyad's already weakened economy, we can see Maui Snake not even able to afford a rifle right now, then they'll have them back on an eco. So right now it's two half buys, and it looks like they're just going to try to play going fast into the site, and Maui Snake will find the first kill. He actually finds the second before being taken down, and now it's onto the fully equipped CTs to retake against some pretty lacking terrorists.
Yeah, the utility's low, but they found 2-3 kills already. This is a 3v3. It's pretty even, and that blind on Ivo is bad. Ivo is out, and now it's all up to NyQuil, and in a round that Dyad should have won on paper, they're about to lose.
And you have to wonder if NyQuil's going to want to go for this or not. I mean, the man is absolutely nuts. We've seen it. But unfortunately, he gets dinked down to 14 HP there, and that should be his cue to leave. But it looks like he's pursuing, at the very least, some exit frags right now, and he, of course, not finding them. He's going to fall back to outside, but that might be his demise. Far, ready and waiting, takes him down, and Dyad's economy right back to the terrible position that it was in just a few rounds ago.
Yeah, Maui's not going to be able to really do much of anything here, and after seeing a great eco round coming in from Tyrant, we're going to have to see the same thing coming from Dyad.
And Tyrant going for one of the weirder buys I've seen in quite some time. 3 MAC-10s and only 2 rifles, but it should, in theory, work against Dyad's force buy right now. They just have to remember to keep things very, very close against a almost full lineup of Eagles. And Info Hip, he's going to find himself overwhelmed by those MAC-10s, and he'll fall, and that allows Tyrant clear access to the B-bomb site.
Do you think the name for this strat is Mac Daddy?
If it isn't, it should be.
Alright, make sure you're paying attention, Tyrant. Well, Tyrant's made their way into the site, got the bomb planted, and they've got the kills to back it up, and Ivo goes down as well. NyQuil gets burned at the stake, and Far finds poison at the end. 4 rounds for Tyrant. Dyad cannot string a round together.
And unfortunately, they're still not on a gun round yet. That Mac Daddy strat just completely decimated them. And now if you look at the money of Tyrant too, it's just so much stronger because of so many kills off the back of SMGs. And they know that Dyad's going to have to eco again, and so they run a very similar strategy. Again, Loyal and Zealous, keeping their Mac-10s, and it's something that I like to see. If you look at their money, it's very, very strong.
What I find interesting...
Almost 6K on Zealous.
Dyad is a 5-1 team. And Tyrant actually coming into this one at 2-4. And you cannot tell that, well, unless you're Ivo, from this scoreline.
You make some good points, and you have to wonder where the edge is, and maybe it's just Dyad not being used to that nuke just yet. Normally, Dyad have specialized on their CT sides, and right now we're seeing them kind of crumble against Tyrant, although it is kind of early in the game to really be calling that. It's definitely not looking like the Dyad that I'm used to seeing.
Bomb's going to get planted in lower, and it's all up to Ivo. No reason not to go for it here. He may just try to pick up a kill, but he probably won't find it. Far holding the angle, it looks like he's preparing to go. There's a good chance that as he walks out, he gets headshotted. And Tyrant now picks up 5, and that's going to put them at 2 rounds ahead, 3 rounds in a row. Dyad takes 2 in the beginning, loses 2, wins 1, and then loses 3. And look at these kills. Look at the kills. It's not even fair. Like, Ivo's got 11, Maui's got 8. And yet they just can't win around.
I think we're starting to see where Dyad, their teamwork is usually one of their biggest strengths, but I think it's failing them right now as Ivo and Maui Snake both going off in very big ways individually, but then their team not able to shore up the rest of the map defensive-wise. And it is unfortunate, especially because the players of Dyad usually aren't fragging, maybe not amazingly outside of NyQuil and Maui, or excuse me, NyQuil and Ivo, but better than what this scoreline is suggesting. And obviously, I guess they're just not very comfortable with their spots. Or, you know, as chat suggests, maybe they're just going easy on him. That's definitely the theory Maui Snake tends to subscribe to, is he'll find the kill on his Zealous and then fall back, opening things up in a pretty big way for Dyad.
Info in a position to try to find some kills here. He's going to duck behind the box and get rushed down. Narf is waiting. Waiting for the peek. He hasn't found anything yet. He lost another teammate. Bomb goes down. Far gets a very interesting spray kill. Is he going to walk back into that molly? That would be very funny.
Emphoit played a really good role there, though, in just playing time, delaying as long as possible, and now Loyal, he's looking the wrong direction, and that allows Ivo to come around the corner, and again, Emphoit playing time allowed Ivo to get in that position and get that frag, and now, of course, he finds the second one, Ivo going off with this AWP, and it's just Narf left alive in a 1v3, and he has an AWP, which, while it can be a huge weapon, it's just not enough to pull out a clutch with, because you don't have that versatility that you'd have with an AK and an M4.
I really hope you didn't just cast their curse there, as he does head upstairs.
Oh no.
Well, he's not going to expect a poison here. That's a pretty easy kill for him.
Yeah, I was looking a little tight there, especially as he came up that vent to a completely unsuspecting Maui Snake. But luckily, it all gets pulled out in the end. Dyad finally finding a round back into this. But unfortunately for them, when you're inconsistently swapping rounds like that, it favors the terrorist side because their money, their equipment is so much cheaper, and so it keeps their money in good straits. And we see that here, as Tyrants still don't have to go to an eco round, even after that loss that should have kind of upset the apple cart.
Ooh, I like that one. Dyad keeping this game close, not allowing Tyrant to get too far ahead. Ivo's going to trade a player, not the same player, but able to keep this a 4-on-4. Enfo's got that op now in the ramp room, so 2 ops on the side of Dyad this round. Ivo has put use to 1 so far. NyQuil trying to reposition, get a better angle. Narf looking through the hole in the door, gonna throw that utility out as they start to push. 1 kill, 2 kills. Can he find the third on the spray? He can't. Far's gonna peek out now. Poison Monkey faster on the draw. Now it's all up to Hydrex as he's gonna be attacked from all angles. And in the back of the head, Ivo finds another. And Ivo has a thing for putting bullets in the back of these Tyrant Gaming players' heads.
And I do like seeing that because on the surface, it definitely just does look like that he just finds himself behind players a lot. But it's actually just really smart positioning from Ivo's part. And that in part is going to allow them, Dyad, that is, to tie this up 5-5 and actually go into a double AWP setup. Ivo taking one and Enfo taking the other. Now, that's a little bit strange. Enfo, from what I've watched, usually not the player who's opping for his team. But, of course, he is the ramp player. And ramp can be locked down with an op if you're careful. But ramp is not where our focus is going to be. Poison Monkey is shutting down the A push, and it was a fast vents play, but they left the bomb on the A bomb site, and this is exactly why I say you need to smoke off vents, which Tyrant just failed to do twice in the same match, and it punishes them so hard they don't have a chance at the bomb plant now because they leave the bomb on the A bomb site because they die.
Well, this is the most rounds that Dyad's going to put together in this map so far. We're going to go into round 12 with a scoreline of 6-5. Dyad putting 3 together for the first time. I think that Dyad has made a great improvement here, but the one thing we're definitely seeing is Dyad has Tyrant really doesn't seem to have an idea what to do on eco round. Was that a dare? Like, I dare you to try to go up there?
It probably was, and it's just... It hurts me to watch because it's a good strategy, the fast vent play. Virtus Pro just did it at ESL 1 New York last weekend, and we saw how close they took SK, but Tyrant Gaming, they're just forgetting one crucial part of that strategy, and that's just the smoke outside the door, and it's consistently screwing them over, and they're not adapting.
Well, looks like they're going to go for a slower default on this round. They do have all of the utility and all of the guns. So a full buy from Tyrant, and again, that has to do with the fact that their equipment loadout will be much cheaper in the long run. And they're getting kind of aggressive on the outside. Same players out there as usual, both Maui and Ivo. Maui's going to come around and get the angle. He's blinded out, does not spot the players, but Poison finds one. Maui's going to do a lot. There's a second for Poison. Ivo finds one with that off, finds a second, and now it's one last low health player. And NyQuil with the AK from above. 7-5. Dyad finally in a groove.
This is the Dyad I wanted to see, and they forced Tyrant on yet another eco round, and if they go for another vent play, I'm gonna be livid.
Well, if something doesn't work, you just keep doing it until it works, right? That's how this works?
I mean, that seems to be Tyrant's strategy. Instead of dropping a smoke grenade, just keep grinding away at it. But again, one thing that I'm not liking too much is they just buy more than is necessary. So many techs, so many P250s. And it's not really going to make them that much more likely to win the round. Like, maybe if I had to, like, ballpark it, like a 10% increase in their likelihood to win the round, all it'll do is take money out of their hands.
Well, they're about to execute into ramp, and they're going to find that op of Enfo hip. NyQuil's there as well. He's going to help. There's a burn. Loyal will find Enfo, but NyQuil is still there, and they're trying to push to hell, and that is a mistake. Poison's going to spot out the bomb, and now it's all up to Narf. And as he heads up back towards ramp, he's going to find 2 players, one on each side. He'll throw that smoke down. but it's not going to help. Poison comes around the corner, and Poison with one hell of a round.
Luckily, Tyrant Gaming going to be able to put a full buy back in this round, despite their very strange buying habits last round. And they have 2 AWPs on Terracide Nuke, and I'm actually really interested to see where they take those, because this isn't the map that you'd expect, and it looks like one's going to head and pick outside, and I'd imagine the other one's either going to pick lobby or ramp.
Well, Zealous trying to find Ivo. He finds the corner of Ivo, but no damage down as that bullet grazes the backpack ever so gently like a summer wind. And Ivo falls all the way back, and he does see Zealous peeking. Ooh, gets a little damage down onto him, but that's dangerous to keep re-peeking. Both players doing it, so no one will be found. Enfo gonna try to find Narf here. He peeks, and Narf is faster. He was still mid-stride with that and able to land the shot. Zealous repositions on top of Marshmallow, but now with the man advantage, Tyrant needs to make a push here. NyQuil is below Loyal, and if they can push forward and just look down, they're going to find another Dyad player. 8-5 your scoreline. Dyad's finally got control of this game, and they really want to end this half at 10-5.
And Dyad not looking to lose any more rounds going into their terrorist side, which they, I wouldn't say are too weak at, but definitely a little bit weaker than their CT if past games are anything to go by. But right now it's Zealous. He's going to try to open things up by ramp, but he doesn't see Ivo's unique positioning, we'll call it, boosted on top of that box. And that's a dangerous spot by itself, but especially with the AWP. But if anyone can pull it off, it is, of course, going to be our man Ivo.
Well, Maui Snake gets traded out, getting Narf off the board, but Zealous is trying to favor Monkey. He's able to find one, can't find a second. The bomb does get planted. Ivo's going to push forward with that op, finds the first kill. Now as NyQuil comes up, he's not being expected, and Far goes down. Outside, Loyal picks up the kill onto NyQuil. And now it's all up to Ivo and Loyal in this 1v1. Both players cannot make a mistake here. That Molly's a little early. Ivo does have a kit, so he can play the timeout. He's going to push forward. Loyal has an idea. He makes a lot of noise, though. And now as he goes for that defuse, he's going to stick it and go down. Whoa.
Oh, that was within a second. That was too close. Got to be uncomfortable for Loyal, but he does manage to pull it out, and I am kind of disappointed that NyQuil doesn't take the initiative and push, but at the same time, I definitely understand why. Luckily, though, his team has been stacking cash since day one. Ivo himself can drop at least 2 players before buying up his AWP, and that's exactly what he'll do. And so Dyad, they're still looking good to end this 9-6.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good amount of rounds for Tyrant to take. They're going to go into the CT side feeling pretty cush. Going with their standard default once again, trying to get control of every single angle. They did not choose to send a player outside this time. Narf not trying to contest with that op on 2. Info Hip out. I'm sorry, not Info Hip outside. Ivo outside. Now, they start to push forward. The CTs should realize that there's no one there, and they're going to rotate down lower. Zealous over by Squeaky Door right now. Going to open that up here and throw the Molotov out. That should not block anybody off too much. As the push comes, it is going very slow. Maui's going for the flank. It's spotted out by Far and goes down. There's Narf with the kill onto Enfo, and that'll give the blower bomb site up to Tyrant. Tyrant now pushing downstairs. Zealous going for the flank. Poison's upstairs expecting a flank, and he gets taken down pretty quickly. Bomb gets planted. 2v5. It's not going to be easy. Tyrant's going to be taking the pass 8-7 if there's not a miracle coming in from Dyad here.
If you were going to put any 2 players from Dyad in a 2v5, it would be NyQuil and Ivo, though, and I'm kind of excited. Some small part of me wants them to be able to pull this out, but unfortunately, Ivo, he's going to whip shots, and Narf is going to take him down, and NyQuil, he's left in an impossible situation, and Hydrex will find him as well, and that's going to end the half, and it's as close as physically possible here at an 8-7 scoreline. And the question is, does Dyad have anything up their sleeve, or is Tyrant going to be able to continue this momentum they showed their hand at the beginning of the game, and then kind of lost it, but definitely gained it back as the half went on.
Yeah, it was a very interesting. These teams are a lot closer than you'd really like to think. You'd expect Dyad to be very strong, but what I'm really interested in seeing in this half is how Dyad plays these low money rounds. More interesting, how Tyrant's going to play these low money rounds after seeing what they did on T-side.
Hopefully it's going to be better than what we saw in the first half from both teams. Neither one really handled Nico particularly well. So hopefully things will change a little bit. One thing about Nuke, though, it's much harder to gamble stack a site like you would on maybe like a Mirage or a Cash because rotations are so fast. If the T's walk into a site and see that there's 5 people there, they drop a smoke in front of vents and they're gone.
Very interesting choice there. Hip left the bomb. Zealous doing work over here in ramp, but should get pinched out. Maui Snake with that quick switch kill. Now the bomb's upstairs and the CTs have it. Hip is lower in vent. They've got to rotate and help him out. Not Narf on the left side, far up top. Loyal all the way in the back of the site high. And this is actually going to be really tough for Dyad.
Yeah, it's just another case of losing the bomb, but Maui Snake, he's on a bit of a mission to recover. It looks like they're going to group up with their team, and instead of taking a bomb site, they have to take the bomb. It's going to be unorthodox, as terrorists aren't used to taking a situation like Mini Hut, devoting their whole resources to taking it. Hip, he'll entry in, but Narf finds 2 frags, and that'll leave Empo in a 1v1 as he trades it out. He picks up the USP, and it is winnable. He has the bomb on his back as well. That's going to be huge. Hip coming down, uses the decoy to break the vent, which I have to say... Oh, that was a smoke to break the vent and smoke off the plant. Very smart from Hip. And now it's him and Loyal in a 1v1. Enfo playing with this smoke. He does manage to do just a tick of damage. A couple ticks more, actually. He's just playing with him. Just using the smoke to his advantage. And this is beautiful play right here. He goes through that door. And Loyal's going to have no idea.
Loyal going for around the bomb. He blows out the door. Now he has 0 idea where he could be. And he has not a clue. He's not going to expect this.
Enfo sees him move off the bomb too. It's perfect. Loyal thinks he's going to come from New Room, but Hip from vents watched him move off the bomb. That's impressive. And then Enfo peeks out for the kill. That's just styling on him at that point. It's not even fair.
No, Enfo played that one just right, rotating all the way back through into vents. And, well, unfortunately, Loyal had no idea. And he's going to go down. So that's an important pistol round going to Dyad. They want to try to get some rounds between them and Tyrant here.
And hopefully they'll have some success in that regard. And they do go into the force buy exactly the way you'd expect with a P90 and a MAC-10. A little bit of team damage there, just keeping each other honest. You know how it is. And we'll have to see right now if Maui Snake and Poison can really do anything fancy with the entries. Right now, it's going to be Ivo leading off with the P90. P90 definitely a weird one on force buys just because it loses that SMG advantage of being cheap. It's almost as expensive as a rifle. Actually, I think on T-side it might be as expensive as a rifle.
400 different.
400 difference, yeah, so very, very close. And unfortunately, Dyad, they are going to lose one, but Maui Snake with the shutting down that CT aggression, and Far going to be taken down as he peaks as well. So it's looking up for Dyad again.
Well, looking up indeed. Loyal, the last person standing.
Bomb has been planted.
It's going to be a tough retake for him here. He gets spotted out by NyQuil. So Dyad putting 3 between them and Tyrant now, getting to the double digits first. 10 rounds to Tyrant 7. Tyrant not able to pick up anything on this round. Dyad's pretty much got at least another round in the bag.
And this is where Dyad really picks up steam. If they can transfer this momentum that they have, this confidence that they have into their first gun round, they have a really good shot at coming away the victors of this match right now. It's pretty close. 7-10, definitely a tight scoreline, and it's really going to depend on who takes that first gun round and forces the other team onto an eco.
Tyrant being aggressive. Zealous goes down, and so does Loyal. Now Hydrax from the side finds one head, but that is going to be all he can find. Maui Snake is pushed out and gets the headshot onto Narf with a follow-up bullet to take him down. And Hydrax and Far, the last 2 standing. Bomb will be planted upstairs. Far spots out Ivo and takes him out. Going to be able to pick up a MAC-10. And that could be a deciding factor in this round. Fars chose to go back. Hydrax outside right now. Looks like they may not be pushing forward and going to allow Dyad this round. And is a no armor, half health, and MAC-10 save worth it here?
I would almost say any small advantage going into the next round will be enough, especially on Nuke. I feel like there's just enough corners where maybe Far could just nestle himself in, you know, and just hang out behind a corner and just maybe find a quick 2 frags and just open up the round for his team in that regard. But it doesn't even matter, as we discussed this. NyQuil comes around the corner and just takes his head clean off his shoulders. He will lose his UMP in the process, but I'm sure that's not too big of a deal to him.
Well, Hydrex also lost his USP. We can't not mark that.
Rest in peace, the USP, a terrorist's most valuable commodity.
So Dyad now 11 rounds here in the 4th round of this second half. Dyad took 8. I almost choked on that one. Took 8 in the first half. Tyrant unable to pick one up so far. Now, Dyad spreading out, going for those frags, looking for the aggression from Tyrant. Tyrant playing this one a little bit more smart this time, not pushing forward. They're just going to run some time off the clock and force Dyad into a position where they don't have room to make mistakes. Hip watching, trying to get the one-on-one with Narf. Not pushing forward, and here comes a peek out. Ivo's there, and well, I'm pretty sure Farber was behind the wall on that point, but you know, CSGO things, gets the kill. Now they're going to push forward. Ivo finds Hydrex's head. And that is 2 very important kills. Loyal finds 2 to return, but that's not going to help. 2v3. Zealous going to find Ivo on the outside. Now it's a 2v2. Enfo and Maui. And well,
that was not a kill he should have gotten.
Suddenly it's just Zealous left alive. He's going to go up high, give away his position. They're going to know he's heaven now. Both players over in hut. Molotov comes down and really just hinders the terrorist. Zealous now knows where they are, but he made a lot of noise there. And both players, you open that door, and that's that moment where, in this moment, Zealous knew he tubbed.
It was in that moment he knew. And that'll lose the round for his team. Dyad picking it up to 12, and Tyrant, like I mentioned, they're going to be forced on an eco after losing that first gun round, and that's huge for Dyad. They get it to almost match point. They're so close they can taste it, and they've completely shut Tyrant Gaming out of the second half.
What does this win taste like, Mazer?
Cherries?
Whoa, that's really weird, because that's what I was thinking, man. We're like on the same level.
This is why I love casting with you, Fiorme, but right now it's just Maui Snake playing it back, and Dyad, say what you want about them, they're definitely very good at playing back and waiting for pushes to come to them, which is exactly what you should be doing on an eco round. And so Ivo and NyQuil both going to be punishing that, only at the loss of Ivo, which is immediately traded out. So it's not too big of a deal, and then it's a 2v4 as Dyad just steamroll their way into the A bomb site without an issue.
Oh, Maui! Maui wowie! Maui with the spray through the wall on the Narf. Then he's just going to take out his teammate casually, too. But it don't matter. They got Skrilla like Thorin.
Yeah, that's the thing about completely shutting another team outside of a half, or excuse me, out of a half. You'll have guns for as long as you need them, essentially. Dyad has enough guns to easily coast their way through to match point, as long as they're careful.
Well, they're going to start pushing their way towards outer. There are a few members of Tyrant who have pushed up. Enfo was in position to see him and rotates down off Marshmallow. They've decided not to aggress on this outside at all. Dyad falls back, takes bomb inner. And they're going to have this bomb over towards radio room. Narf finds Poison Monkey's, like, hairline. Not even the forehead, just the hairline. And shaves it clean off. Zealous knows Ivo's up there as well. Ivo's going to take a lot of damage, and this nade is going to do work. 8 health left onto Ivo. He'll have to fall back. Now, NyQuil is pushed up as well, trying to find Zealous. But Zealous playing this one very carefully. Ivo going to go for the repeat with Maui Snake. Maui Snake gates out and he gets taken down from below. Hydrex underneath. Zealous almost smoked out, or mollied out. Finds the kill onto Ivo. And now suddenly Tyrant looking really good this half. Enfo hit the last man standing. And it's Loyal, Far, and Narf who are going to have to pinch around and take out this player of Enfohip.
Enfo, see, like, he's a pretty good player for his level, but star fragging is definitely not his specialty. He's one of the more, like, consistent fraggers who will hold a site very well and, you know, support his team very well, but unfortunately you just can't put your chips on him if you're expecting him to win a 1v3. And so that's going to be Dyad's first loss of this half. But as I mentioned earlier, they have plenty of money to get back into it. No AWP, though, which could be a problem. Ivo's been pretty huge with that as of thus far.
So, Dyad 5 AKs, but still not a lot of money in the hands of Tyrant, a FAMAS on the hands of Hydrex. And Dyad gonna play this one smart once again and slowly get into those default positions and try to find the aggression from Tyrant. Tyrant not really playing that aggression. Gonna stay back and wait to see what Dyad can do. Windows being taken out. Poison Monkey now throwing that. Okay. I am not sure what that smoke does in the slightest. No idea.
Well, that is the infamous mist smoke. And it allows a team to execute a strategy with a little bit short on utility so they can look a little bit better while doing it.
Oh, that doesn't make sense. Poison Monkey gonna get the bomb plant. Narv up high. Maui does get zealous. And there we go. Monkey's going to find Hydrex as he was in sight. 2 players up in heaven. And they're going to take a lot of damage from those nades. And by a lot, I mean like 8. Molotov and utility coming down. Not finding a player there. Dyad in great position. Far finds 1. It's a 2v2. Enfo's going to try to get the Molotov up high. Allow them not to go that way. The fake defuse comes in, but it's not a fake. Enfo goes down, and so does Maui. Far going above and beyond on that one.
And one of the problems Dyad had there, was a Molotov forced them both back into that kind of mini room back in the lobby. And so when you're holding from a post plant with 2 or more of your players in the same position, when you're that short on manpower, especially when it's as poor a position as lobby is, you're gonna run into problems. And Dyad unfortunately suffered from that. And so now they're gonna be forced onto their first eco of the terrorist side. Probably just gonna try to get a bomb plant to keep the money a little bit strong going back into their gun rounds.
Well, they try to go for the same exact thing Tyrant did, and they try to do it the same exact way, except they faked it, allowing 2 players to die. And if you didn't know, in an eco round, 3 players is better than 5.
They're just making it fair.
This is science. It's proven.
They're just evening the odds.
They're just giving Tyrant an opportunity to feel good about themselves.
Loyal, though, he's going to find Maui, and Hydrex will be able to trade out his death with a quick 2k, and Tyrant finally making it up to double digits. And that's kind of the problem with the way the economy is so momentum-based in CSGO. If you lose the first 2 gun rounds, which doesn't sound like a lot, you're going to be down 5 rounds.
So you know what I just noticed?
What did you just notice?
So the hut, it says H.U.T. Like,
in the minimap?
What is it? Yeah, no, not in the minimap. If you actually go over to the hut, it doesn't say hut, it says H.U.T. What does that stand for? I'm going to find out here after this aggression comes in. Enfo's able to find 1, but Hydrex trades him down. Now they are pushing straight up through ramp. They're not going to find any more 3 players outside. Ivo's going to start coming in from the front. He's spotted out by Loyal, takes a little bit of damage and falls off. Nyquil coming behind. This is a really smart move. Now that Molotov, they're expecting the player to come that way. And that's going to slow him down just a little bit. Narf peeking inside of H.U.T. Far up high. Going to try to find Ivo as he pushes in through hell. Narf still holding his position. And suddenly this insanely quick round slows down to a snail's pace. Dyad down a player, but so is Tyrant. 4v4. Ivo the only damaged player on the board right now.
And not by a lot either.
Nyquil finds
Nyquil.
Not even
That's very strong from them, and Maui's right there to trade it out, and so that keeps the man advantage in their favor.
Yeah, they've got it, and now they've got the bomb down on the ground because Narf finds him. Now, Ivo coming from the side, gonna take him out. 2v1. The bomb should get planted here. And as Hydrek comes in from garage, they're gonna expect it. Heaven, use the utility there. A little bit of a waste, but how are you supposed to know? Poison Monkey should have spotted him there. And he gets hit through the wall. Gonna go for the aggression. Ivo knows where he is. Hydrex all over the map right now. Just trying to find something. Finds Ivo. Now he just needs 1 more. He does have a kit. Gonna jump back through window. Poison Monkey spots him out. And that would be it right there. Dyad. 6-3, so that's 14 rounds for Dyad.
so close to match point. But the problem, again, is that their money is so weak from winning so many rounds in a row. They do get a buy round in here, but if Tyrant Gaming can upset their economy right now, they should be looking at least 12 to 14 before Dyad can really have a response.
So, I'm not going to lie. I'm flying around the map right now. I'll go back to players, but I was looking to see if there's something that says what the hut is.
You're really... You want to solve the mystery.
I do.
The HUT mystery.
Like, what could that stand for? Like, hold underwear tightly?
Somehow, I doubt that.
Well, lots of utility going outside. Not Narf has found 2 so far. Make that 3, but that's all he's going to find. Because now he finds himself in the grave. NyQuil trades him out, but not after losing 2 other teammates. So 2v3, 2v4... in the favor of Tyrant right now. Bomb is down on the outside, far underneath, waiting for them to come. So is Hydrex. Question is, does Dye have what it takes here to finish this round out with a W on the board? Tyrant trying to close the gap. I'm not sure. That was very interesting. I had a weird glitch on that skin. Quickly going back to see if I still have it. No, I don't. That was very strange. For some reason, Hydrex's Desolate Space was glitched out on Far.
Ooh.
That was very interesting. If anybody saw it, it was neat. It was floating.
It was pretty neat. But right now, Dyad, they're at this huge disadvantage, but they know how important this round is. They can't lose the economy game. And so Info, he picks up that AWP, and NyQuil's going to stick with that AK in it, and they're going to try to, I guess, just save the weapons, and I guess their economy is going to be looking that much stronger because they're, of course, bringing in the AWP and the AK. That could work out. They just have to make sure an outside push doesn't completely destroy them, because that will make their economy terrible. 2 players not getting any money for the round is about as bad as it can get if you're Dyad right now.
Well, even if you are Dyad right now, you're building a buy around an AWP and an AK because there's nothing else you're going to have. So we should see Poison picks up the Tech 9 armor. Maui Snake, Tech 9 armor. Ivo. Infohit's got the Deeg armor. And they give the AWP over to Ivo. Smart call there. The question is, are they going to take this quickly somewhere? It does look like that, but Ivo's leading charge. That's a good thing because he finds Narf. So they suddenly have the round in their hands. 1 player advantage, but they're choking themselves up. A nade or a molly could shut this down. You need to go, Dyad, go! They push their way out. And they are not spotted. They should know they're going to be going lower. And Hydrex is down there, finds 1. Can he find Poison? Does a little bit of damage. He's down to 44, gets the bomber. Now he's going to throw that nade, and once again, they're all clustered up. That is dangerous. Ivo knows where Hydrex is now. Hydrex not able to get another kill, goes down, but the bomb is still on the ground. Infohit's going to come running through, chasing after Zealous. And while Zealous was not overzealous, falls back, gets into decon room as they try to start pushing forward. NyQuil gets 1. They should be able to get the bomb planted here as it's suddenly become a 3v2. NyQuil's going to go down.
Oh, no.
Loyal, what a great shot and Far.
Oh,
Finishing
no.
the round. 14-12. Tyrant bringing this one back.
NyQuil was holding an angle, turned around, dropped a weapon to his teammate, and then got killed from the angle he was holding just a couple seconds ago. Him switching weapons actually just lost Dyad a round, and a very crucial one at that. They're forced onto an eco as Tyrant. They're building up their economy, and they're going to be able to catch up to Dyad very quickly.
Double up set up from Tyrant. Both Narf and Zealous have an op on this round. And Dyad, they're going to get mollied out of both positions they wanted to take. Ivo spotted out, but Zealous not quite fast enough. Hydrex watching this squeaky door. You can hear noise in there, so it's going to keep him over there. Now, there is not really any impactful play coming from that right now. As Ivo starts pushing up, Zealous, he's looking in all directions but the one he needs to. He's not expecting him to be that far up right now. And if Ivo continues pushing forward, he's going to find Zealous wide open. Far watching from, well, afar. Zealous does finally find Ivo in the position he needed him to. Red box being held by NyQuil. And at this point, Dyad needs to find some kind of kill here to even this out and make this round doable.
It's Dyad, though. The only thing that's even mildly threatening is the Deagle and NyQuil, and so I think the best hope for them right now is steal a gun and save it. If they can accomplish that, then this would be a solid round.
Not sure if they heard that smoke land on the head of Info, but a spray down from far is going to take this round. 13-14, Tyrant within one. Dyad now has guns, and they have to win this round. Oh, there's the pause.
And that's probably why the pause is coming in. They know how important this is. And so, what do you think their strategy is going to be going into this? I'd have to imagine it's going to be the best that they can offer. And so the question is, are they going to go for an A bomb site execute? We did see NyQuil breaking a couple windows earlier, setting up for that, but unfortunately we never quite got that payoff. It could be a lot of things. It could be a heavy outside play, although they don't have any AWPs, so that might be a little bit weak. Poison Monkey, he's waiting to buy, but there's really only one option for him. He doesn't have enough for an op.
No, I don't think there's going to be an op in their hands. What they're discussing right now is whether they scout. They choose not to, which is a good move. They were thinking, does Ivo take a scout and try to get Narf, because they've realized that Narf is slow. I think Zealous is a weaker opper, and I think they should focus that. Right now, your goal is to avoid Hydrex and Far on upper. If you can avoid those two upper, then you should be able to take this round. They've had much of their success on the upper half, but not going through Ivy. They need to split around, focus the outside, get along the top and run along catwalk, get behind these players of Tyrant as they're trying to hold other angles like Hell and maybe Inner. And once you can do that, they can get that bomb to the Inner and win a round. But if Dyad does not do that, they're going to find themselves in a 16-14 game.
16-14s are always heartbreaking. You just get so close, but you can't just push it right over the line into that overtime.
That's like my love life. My love life is a 16-14.
Oh.
And I'm the 14.
Aw.
Yeah. So add me on Snapchat, girls.
Let's get back to the Counter-Strike over here.
Look, I can try to pick up women wherever I do, okay?
I don't think there's a single female watching this stream.
Well, hey girl, if you're there.
You know what it is.
Ivo finds one onto Narf now. Hydrex and Loyal are on the inside. Now that's really big. Narf is one of the weaker links here, and they usually take him out very early into the round. Here come the smokes and Molotovs into Inner. And they're going to push forward and try to take this A execute. As they run through, Hydrex going to make a lot of noise. He sprays down one, gets the bomb, but it goes into the arms of Empo, and they're able to make it downstairs. And finally, a successful push from Squeaky to lower. It's great.
And they dropped that smoke, and it means that even though their bomb carrier died, they were still able to recover it and go down and get the plant because they threw that smoke. And it's honestly, it just baffles my mind that Tyrant didn't do that. But unfortunately for Dyad, it would not work out for them in spite of the fact that they played that strat right. Maui Snake, he's going for this super long rotation, so it's all on a NyQuil to hold off the bomb for now. It looks like he can do it. He finds the first frag, but he gives away his position in the process. Maui Snake, he's going to come out through the smoke, and that could be huge if he gets spammed down through the smoke, and that's going to be it. Tyrant Gaming picking up this crucial round, and that's actually a really good setup for them to run away with this game, especially as we look at the money of the tees. It's very weak. So now they have to make an important decision. Do they try to force buy and keep them away from match point, or do they save and play for OT?
I mean, you definitely go for it here. You go for the win, baby.
That's what they're doing.
So they're going to pick up all the AKs. Don't have a lot of utility this round. And Tyrant, well, they're trying to play this one for the W. Full utility on their part. They were able to hold Dyad back. Dyad really should just focus here on eating up that utility, not being super aggressive.
Dyad has to play everything right now, and that's going to be tough for them because so much of their fragging power does come from AWPs, and they don't have one right now. We do see Ivo, who is the team's offer, and he's about to drop a 30 bomb. And NyQuil follows him, who is a rifler, and he's only on 20 kills, so we can see the impact that the AWP has, and unfortunately Dyad can't take advantage of it right now.
Well, this one round is very critical for Dyad. If Dyad loses this, they've pretty much given up the half. And by giving up the half, I mean giving up the game. So they'll be forced into an eco for that critical match point of Tyrant. Duh. Words are hard. Zealous watching over towards Z, and that's not going to matter because they're going to push out into A. They're able to do the trading, and well, they win that one, but Empho, that's bad news, Bears. That is very bad. Empho now does get the bomb planted, but it's a 2v3. Very low health members of Dyad. Ivo freaking out, man. Not Narf's going to find the kill through the wall. Ivo finds one. Can he find another? He can't. And Tyrant, 15 rounds on the board, and we're moving into an eco'd win.
That's very impressive from Tyrant to come back and win in that situation. And of course, all the players, I'm just noticing now actually looking at Tyrant, all of their players are hovering around that 20 kill mark, whereas from Dyad, it ranges from like 30 to like 19.
13.
13, yeah, is their lowest. And so you have to wonder at this point, does that kind of top-heavy structure that Dyad has been employing for such a long time right now as the season goes on, is that starting to fail now?
Well, Dyad not on eco as predicted because math is hard. English is hard and math is hard. I don't know why I'm a caster.
I mean, math you don't need, but, you know, English would be nice.
Yeah. Holding that high angle and ramp. Hoping that they will push through. Hoping that he will find a flare. And while Ivo contesting on to Far, I'm not going to have any idea he's there. Far does get Poison Monkey, but gets traded down by NyQuil. Zealous still in a great position. If they push forward, I wouldn't even use your utility here, Zealous. They don't really have too much of an idea where he could be. So they will fall back. NyQuil is going to try to go outside. Maui Snake almost taking it. Maui Snake's had 2 team kills this half, hasn't he? This game. I think he got the one earlier.
Maui's been having a bit of a tough time with team kills right now.
I wonder how much Tyrant paid him to throw.
This is definitely a repeat iBuyPower situation right now. We're watching it live on stream.
Yep. Valve, please get in here.
I'll follow up to competitive integrity and fair play. But right now, Zealous, he's got a pretty good position, but he will be traded out after the first kill. And this is, you can't really call this match right now. Dyad won overtime. They come out, they throw a smoke that almost perfectly blocks offense, but it bounces off, and that might be their undoing it. And it is. Tyrant Gaming cinching this out, 16-14. Dyad falling just short. Once again, I am Mazer. Joining me was Fiorme, and this was a fun game to cast, and I'm hoping we get to cover some more like this in the future. This one was as close as it gets. We will be streaming another match shortly on the iShoutcast YouTube channel, so follow us both on Twitter, and you'll be able to catch that one live. And I will see you the next time Dyad has a match on this channel.
I love you guys. Muted. But I wasn't muted. Bye.